Hi teachers, this is week 5 of unit 3. This is the final day, day 5 of the middle school ENL standalone curriculum. So let's get into it. So in this lesson, students wrap up their final project of writing a persuasive letter or email to their city council person, following up with the essential question, how can we advocate for our community? So the lesson objectives for today are to prepare and participate in a range of collaborations with diverse partners, to express ideas clearly with peers, building on the ideas of others, and to make personal, cultural, and thematic connections to the unit. So the first thing here is to structure an academic conversation about what they've done in this unit. So this is something that you can do in whatever way works for your classroom. The questions are, what was one change that you made to your persuasive letter based on the feedback from your partner or the teacher? How did it improve your project? Which new academic word or phrase did you include in your writing? Did you know that word or phrase before the project? Which family story had the greatest impact on you? Why was that? And what was one new word, phrase, or skill that you learned from the New York City Community Health Profiles during this unit? So all of these have sentence starters available. So something you could do in order to scaffold this to make it less overwhelming, you could present the questions and the sentence starters one at a time. So each of them could have their own slide. Right over here where it says academic conversation is a link to a video that kind of models this. So if you'd like to take a look at that. So yeah, an option for scaffolding, one slide at a time. Another option for scaffolding is you can have students prepare ahead of time by writing down what they were going to say, and then that way they're more ready to present verbally. You can also pair them up if you have a larger class, so you can pair up students to have them have the academic conversation with each other, and then maybe come back together whole group for a smaller scale discussion. So definitely lots of options for delivery here based on the needs of your classroom. Okay, so today students will complete their letter if they didn't already in the last lesson, check application of academic vocabulary from the unit, and make cultural, personal, and thematic connections to the unit. So this is a focus on reflection, which they're considering all that they've learned and how that learning connects to their lives. If you scroll right over here, this will give you the definition of reflection that you could share with your students if that is a word that they are unfamiliar with. The next thing here is the academic vocabulary workshop. So all of these words here fit into these sentences. So there's lots of ways that this could be scaffolded. You could use Nearpod and the fill in the blank function, so students could drag and drop into the correct box. You could put this on a Google Doc and have students type in the words that belong there. You could also, to scaffold, do a couple of these as a model and then send students off to do the rest. Or you could just assign this presentation or this slide itself onto Google Classroom, and then students could edit directly on their own copy of the slide. So lots of options here to scaffold that as well. So finally is the closing and connecting. The one that we're really talking about here is the connect to the unit. This is a really great opportunity for a conversation, asking your students if they made a personal connection to the community health data that they looked at. You could also expand the discussion with this check for understanding of whether or not children should have the same rights as adults, or what it means to be healthy. So all of those would really extend the class discussion, make for a really a really rich discussion in your classes. And then down here is a link to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, so they can read it in English or translate it into the languages found on the top right of the web page in the event that they would need it. So that is lesson 5.5. So we would love your feedback. The design team would love your feedback. So please fill out this feedback form. So you can scan the QR code or hit this link right here. I hope that you found these videos helpful, and I hope that this lesson and this final discussion piece of this week goes really well in your classrooms. Best of luck.